Alright, so I just posted a video of a male DCF worker showing up at my house. I answered a phone call from a number I didn't recognize, and they said it was DCF and they would like to meet with me tonight. It was almost 9 at night. My son's first day of school was today, so my son was sleeping. And I was like, oh, you know what? Can you just hold on for 1 minute? So I pressed on mute and I'm like, let me go get a recorder because from now on I am recording everything. And I let the worker, Christina, know that and the supervisor. And they turned it into a screaming match and they refused to be recorded. And I told them they took an oath of office to uphold the Constitution, and as government agents, they must yield to the Constitution. And this is true. Well, I mean, clearly it's not, because they get away with doing whatever they want to do. And at this point, I think they've been breaking laws so long, they may not even be aware of how badly they've bastardized the Constitution. Anyway, so this worker, before I even had the recorder out, my doorbell's ringing. So he called me from outside of my house. I live in Whitinsville. The department is from Worcester, even though there's Whitinsville, DCF, less than a mile from my house. But there wasn't actually a case. But the supervisor who's behind all of it, she hates my guts. Oh man. It's a retaliation from when she closed the case, but she's a total bitch, man. Nah, you know what's messed up about it though is like you're not talking about someone trying to do something to hurt me. You are actually talking about because she dislikes that I spoke up against her, and not in a cruel way, because she doesn't like that I speak up, and I will follow procedures to seek some sort of accountability. She doesn't like that, and none of DCF workers like that. They're not used to it either, and especially not in Massachusetts. But, so my son's first day of school was today, and I'm just going to say, so they send home all the paperwork for when they come home from school. You get like this big stack of papers, all different stuff. So this is I probably shouldn't be putting all this. This is an emergency contact information page, where there's emergency contacts, their names and numbers. Now, I would like to point this out to you. This supervisor, Efwa Dufu, the case was closed. Danya Butterfield was the caseworker. She told the school the case was done, and whatever. He was taken away from me for 2 weeks. That's how much the supervisor hates me, okay? She sent cops up into my home, like, and 3 DCF workers to take my son. And she tried to keep him. She tried to withhold him from me, but she couldn't do it for more than 2 weeks. She held it off as much as she could. There was no open case. There was no 51A. Still no 51A. Anyway, so this paper here, you see third contact down here. I would like to point out that that says Danya Butterfield, DCF. All right. Now, I would also like to point out that this phone number, 508-929-1228, that is not Danya Butterfield's phone number. That's actually the supervisor who hates me. That's her direct line to DCF. That's her phone number, which is hilarious because it just goes to show that she went out of her way, contacted the school, and said, hey, DCF is not allowed to do that. Now, the school can contact DCF. Obviously, they're mandated reporters. They contact DCF if they have any reason to suspect abuse or neglect. And in that respect, they will be calling in to file a 51A. And that's the only time they call. This isn't for shits and giggles, like let's hit each other up, like let's talk, whatever. It's I'm pretty sure it's illegal, but it doesn't even matter because they've done so many more, way more illegal things. So The video I posted of that DCF worker just showing up at my door, I did let him come inside. It is in response to this email I sent over and the telephone conversation on Thursday that I had when Christina wanted to schedule. I told her I was going to record it if she really wants to come, because she hasn't been here for 2 months. They want to just pop in and out and show up when they want to. They have a 30-day requirement. Like, I'm done with this. So I ordered their rule book, and I'm like, yeah, they they break mad laws. It's ridiculous. So I'm going to read you the email that I sent to them to give them a denial of services. Okay. So it says, and I sent it over to Christina, the new quote-unquote worker, and to Efwa, the supervisor, who hates my damn guts. She hates my guts. She really does. I don't even get, like, how a person could be so hateful. So it says, to whom it may concern, and it was sent on, shoot, can it even, because it's so bright. Whatever. Just never mind. I'm going to read it. To whom it may concern, as a result of our I was trying to outline what we said on the telephone because I didn't record it. I really wish I did. That's why I'm recording everything from now on, because they say and do the craziest crap. Redonkulous. To whom it may concern, as a result of our 2 telephone conversations that occurred on Thursday, August 25th, 2016, I am going to reiterate my denial of services in writing. Initially, I was willing to meet under the condition that the appointment be recorded. Despite my reminder of taking an oath to uphold the Constitution as government agents, consent to record was again denied. Whether the denial to be recorded was the ultimate decision of yourself or Efwa, I did not appreciate the commandment stating that I will not record or that I will sign releases. I signed releases for them a bunch of times. I'm not doing it again because they conveniently lost my 3 years of clean drug tests. And this worker, Christina, who popped in out of the middle of nowhere because my worker was Danya, there was no case. There was just a removal without an investigation. Danya was assigned 5 days after my son was removed. She wanted him back right away, and then Efwa took over. But Danya was a worker. Danya ended it because there was no reason for an open case. And then this chick, Christina, said she wanted to drop off some gifts for me, and because Danya was out, and that I have the voicemail from her too in December, and she just kind of stuck around and acted like a jackass since then. She's been smoking. Despite my reminder of taking an oath to uphold the Constitution as government agents, consent to record was again denied. Oh, I read that. Okay, I did not appreciate the commandment stating that I will not record or that I will sign releases. I felt that it was a courtesy to let you know about the recording ahead of time. I didn't think it would be an issue. I have sent written requests and phone calls to the director for the release of documents pertaining to my son and I. My requests have gone ignored. The maximum of 45 days for their release is well overdue, and as required, I have not received any written reason from the director with an explanation as to why it would be against the best interests of my child for her to release the information that I am entitled to through that process. I am disappointed that this is clearly being withheld by your superiors. This is my final denial of DCF services. Should Efwa, that's a supervisor, decide it's still a good idea to follow through on sending police to my home due to this denial, that is her decision to make as a professional. According to DCF's statement of philosophy, the dual obligations to protect children and yet simultaneously to respect the right of families to be free from unwarranted state intervention, These efforts to balance these two basic obligations above all others shall govern the department's activities, unquote. And that's taken directly out of their regulations. I will state that the right of families to be free from unwarranted state intervention is not only pursuant to 110 CMR 1.00 Massachusetts General Laws, Chapter 18B, Section 7I, but also my right under federal law. I have been more than cooperative and patient throughout this process, which followed the warrantless seizure of my son on September 4th, 2015. I will not subject my son to another year of the very presence which has torn apart his life and continues to make him feel threatened. Our last meeting was on Thursday, June 23rd, 2016, with my counselor, Allison. The following day, you stopped by again. You also informed me that you would be going on vacation next week. I sent that email last night. I was actually wrong. She came June 23rd, and my counselor was there, but then she came again to stop by. And she did an illegal search of my house, legal interview with my son without me there, not asking. She's a pricks, these people are. They're total pricks. They're like, 98% of them, they mean no good. Anyways, but I was wrong. So her last appointment really was July 1st. So my bad on that inconsistency there. But whatever. So this is easily verifiable by my documentation and additionally our emails. Regulatory Authority 110 CMR 9.00, Massachusetts General Laws, Chapter 119, 51A through D, required closings. Okay, these are taken right out of their regulations under required closings. A case must be closed when a case opened with a 51A report subsequently is not supported and the family does not wish to make a voluntary application for services. Now, these don't even apply to me. No 51A ever. No voluntary application for services. But, okay. A case must be closed when, after reasonable social work efforts and offers of supported 51A report refuses further departmental services and there are no grounds for either legal action or a new 51A report. Again, no 51A ever, and they don't even have any services to offer me because they're fucking diddly daddling with people. Their rates are up by 291% above the caseload. They're in a caseload crisis. And you want to know why they're in a caseload crisis? Clearly because they're diddly daddling like this all over the place with people when they have no need to be intervening in people's lives. All they do is cause problems. Issues that should not have to be issues, causing my son to wet his pants. Knowingly, they know this. They don't care. They do not care. So anyways, so a case must be closed when, after reasonable social work efforts and offers of service, a family which is the subject of a supported 51A report refuses further departmental services, and there are no grounds for either legal action or a new 51A report. A case must be closed when a CHINS petition is dismissed and no family members are requesting or receiving departmental services. Now, I put that in there because I'm going to put in the law after. My son is 6 years old. Clearly, there was no CHINS, but a probate judge issued a sua sponte to transfer custody to them. Now, it was up to them to take my son. They took my son without an investigation. So here I cited 4.60 Massachusetts General Laws, Chapter 119, Section 39E through 39J, Court-Ordered Commitment. This is DCF's court-ordered commitment. This is their regulations. It says right here, children may only be committed to the custody of the department by a court after a CHINS adjudication has been entered. Okay? So this is saying the only way they can take custody from a court order is through a CHINS. My son is 6. He doesn't have a freaking CHINS. Okay? This is them. I'm just letting them know they broke the law when they took him. And you know what? We could have all walked away from this, but they decided to torture me for a year instead. And I'm done. I've had it. They walked right into a trap, though. So then I said, these are, from here on out, this is all my words. It's no more quotes of, like, a few little laws. These are only, like, the smallest amount of laws that they have broken with me. See? There has been no 51A during almost a full year of your involvement. No services. And I have continuously stated that I do not wish for any DCF services. And I have emails of that, too. This has never been voluntary. I am not making an appointment with you. This is my final denial of unwarranted DCF intervention. I will not sign any releases, and I will not cooperate any further with a department that does not cooperate with me. Should you choose to retaliate, this is out of my control. I do not have a contract with the department, and cooperating with the department has done nothing positive in my life. I am denying any further services, and I understand this letter to be a consequence of the required closing of this case. Sincerely, very truly not yours, Jocelyn. No, I didn't say very truly not yours. I said sincerely, but point is, I tried to just send them a thing saying to screw off in the most, polite way I could put it. But they have clearly overstepped. And I think that's pretty good amount of, this is like, and then they gave me a service plan, actually, just not even, it was on the June 23rd visit with my counselor. I was given my first service plan. Ridiculous. So after a year, they give me a first service plan. Service plan looked like it should have had someone else's name on it, but whatever, man. Apparently DCF, they're the professionals, so yeah, that's all I gotta say. You know what? But in a way, so what they did tonight by sending that guy, that was not that guy's fault. He's doing his job. There are DCF workers that are doing their job, and they want to see that kids really are safe, okay? Those workers do exist, but what I'm saying is that that's very rare, and this has become a really corrupt business, and there's a lot of different agencies involved. 140 kids in Massachusetts last year alone went missing. So 140 kids that DCF removed because they claimed they could rear those 140 children better than the parents could. So they removed the children from the parents because they said the parents were a danger to these children. So they removed those children, and those 140 children are gone. They're missing off the face of the earth, all right? Now, this isn't out in mainstream media. Representative Lyons was mentioning that, and he said to DCF, how much of your funds have you appropriated to find any of those missing 140 children? And guess what DCF's answer was to that question? Can you guess? $0. And guess what else? Can you guess what any of those 140 parents would have done if their children were to go missing? Can you guess what any parent would do if their child went missing? Can you guess? Because I'm pretty sure that parent would give their life to make sure their kid was okay. And that's the difference between the parents and DCF, and that's why government agencies are not able to rear a child. A parent will die for a child. A government agency will literally sell your child's ass, okay? They don't care. They don't care. Anyway, so the other video, I posted up the video of the worker showing up, and these people, they're going down. So